It's Friday. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Marketing Mindsets, where we examine the ideas that shape modern business thinking. I'm your host, Ntabi Singh, and today we're looking at Seth Godin's Permission Marketing. This book offered a fresh perspective on customer relationships when it was published in 1999. You know that feeling when your favorite TV show gets interrupted by an advert? Or better yet, when you're trying to read something online and then you get these pop ups that are annoying. Well, back in 1999, Seth looked at this landscape of interruption and he proposed a different approach. In our last episode, we explored David Aaker's approach to brand building. And today, we're shifting from construction to conversation. So we are examining how businesses can turn strangers into friends and friends into customers. I want to start by looking at Gordon's core insight. And in looking at his insight, I want to give a practical example comparing traditional marketing to permission marketing. And the illustration I have is imagine that you are in a crowded area and there's just a lot of noise. And then there's this one person who's making so much noise because they're trying to get everybody's attention. That is considered as traditional marketing and what they would say is like a spray and pray approach. And then there's this brave person who decides to come close to you and strike up a genuine conversation, which you are also interested in. That is then considered permission marketing. With this example considered, Gordon suggests that instead of interrupting people, we really should be asking for permission. I can hear a couple of marketers saying, duh, that's obvious and that's what we do. It could be obvious to you right now, but in 1999, that wasn't common practice. So this then leads us to exploring how permission marketing works today. And a great example would be that of Take a Lot's Wrapped campaign. They're not just pushing music at you, they're sharing insights about your own listening habits that you actually want to see and share. I mean, I share those all the time. So that is permission marketing in practice. So modern companies and platforms have built successful models around these principles. I mean, if you think about it, every recommendation, every because you watched suggestion is considered permission marketing at scale. So, considering Gordon's literature, he has outlined 5 steps which one could consider as the journey of dating leading to marriage. The first, he says, offer something that is valuable that people will always say yes to. Maybe it's a newsletter, a free trial, or an exclusive content. And secondly, he says, build anticipation, so keep them interested. Thirdly, deliver real value consistently. Fourthly, as trust grows, ask for more permission. And lastly, he says, use that trust to develop customer loyalty. And I think this is what all of us are following right now. The amazing thing is that, as with the other books that we've reviewed, this book was written way before your TikToks and all other social platforms were the center of our lives. You know, it was written also way before our cell phones became our companions. And yet, these principles are still very relevant. Something to also consider is thinking about one's inbox. I mean, the question that one would ask is, which emails do you open first? And my answer would be the ones that I anticipated. And this forms part of Gordon's principles in that he says once you have a relationship with somebody, they anticipate communication from you at a particular time. Then I know there's somebody out there who's asking, so how do you then measure permission marketing? And Gordon really states that it's aligned to the depth of the relationship you have. So, what does that actually mean? He says that it's not about 5,000 people that you reach, but it's about the number of people that you have within your books that are anticipating engaging with you at a particular time. So, looking at this book from today's landscape, his principles align well with our current trends. We have privacy regulations and changes to third party cookie permissions, which are considered not just good marketing, but are necessary in this day and age. So we've looked at his principles, we've looked at permission marketing at depth and given practical example within the current landscape, which I would hope that has shed a bit of light and has provided a bit of value and understanding that literature that was written years ago is really still relevant and necessary within our current landscape. But with it comes modification and innovation. So before I leave, as with every episode, I'd like to leave you with 3 key insights which you can apply in today's world. And the first one is treat attention as a privilege, not as a right. I think a lot of brands need to consider this. And then the second one is you have to focus on building relationships before making the sale. This is so important. It's not only for brands, but it's also for entrepreneurs. It's also from a personal relationship perspective. And lastly, it's always deliver more value than you promise. Then that is when you can have that close relationship where your customers always anticipate having conversations with you over and over again. And yeah, I hope this was valuable to you. And that is our look at permission marketing. Next week, we'll examine another significant marketing text. And until then, remember, in a world of interruption, permission is valuable.